India's climate change reality devastates states. Uttarakhand, Kerala, also Darjeeling see record rain, nearly 50 dead in Uttarakhand in 24 hours. Aryan's WhatsApp chats lead to denial of bail. The court says WhatsApp chats prima facie reveal that accused Aryan Khan is dealing in illicit drug activities for narcotic substances on regular basis. An army soldier has died in a counter-terror operation in Shopian in Jammu and Kashmir. He was just 25 years old. 2 terrorists are eliminated in that operation. More embarrassment for the Congress party in Punjab. Congress MLA is caught on video slapping a man who questioned him over the work done in his constituency. Fuel prices are hiked yet again. Diesel is now over 100 rupees in all major cities. Hello and welcome to NDTV 24/7. I'm Rohit Wellington. Let's begin with our top story. At least 46 people are dead as heavy rainfall battered Uttarakhand. Thousands have to be rescued from landslides and floods. Roads have been washed away and rivers have changed course. Low-lying areas of Nainital are still submerged. However, road access to Nainital has been partially restored. But there is still no road access to Khairna and Kainchi in Kumaon. Many fuel pumps have run out of fuel or are reporting shortage.
This was the situation in Nainital today. Low-lying areas of the largest hill town in the Kumaon region remain submerged after the Naini Lake broke its banks, flooding the Mall Road. Today, road access from Nainital to the plains has been partially restored through Bhimtal and Kaladongi, but getting a taxi is proving to be expensive for those looking to get out. Prices of essential items are rising.
तो कल तो पूरा दिन एकदम बारिश के वजह से हम लोग बाहर ही नहीं निकल सके। तो आज तो हम लोगों का अगर ट्रेन है रात 10 बजे, हम लोग कैसे जाएंगे वो तो कुछ पता नहीं। गाड़ी बहुत ज़्यादा मांगता है और मांग रहा है पर हेड 500 600 जो जितना चाहे मांग रहा है।
3000 रुपए मांगा यस्टरडे यहाँ पर काठगोदाम जाने के लिए, जहाँ 300 रुपए से हो जाएगा हमारा गवर्नमेंट का बस।
नैनीताल से टैक्सी चलाता हूँ। हल्द्वानी वाली रोड बंद है, हम लोग काला ढूंगी से होते हुए जा रहे हैं, इसीलिए हमारा रेट जो है बढ़ा हुआ है जी। 3 दिन से हम लोग टैक्सी में ही सो रहे हैं, खाना पीना भी सब हमारा उसी में हो रहा है।
But for other areas, road access remains cut off. These are images of Khairna and Kainchi in the Kumaon region this morning. Unless this massive landslide is cleared, the bulk of travellers from hill stations such as Almora and Ranikhet remain stranded. There is no fuel at pumps, erratic low-voltage electricity and broken internet services at the moment.
नुकसान अभी भी बहुत हो रखा है, उसको सामान्य होने में भी काफ़ी दिन लगेगा। सड़कें पूरी की पूरी बह गई हैं, भूस्खलन हो गया है, नदियों ने अपना मार्ग बदल दिया है, गांव के गांव जो है उससे प्रभावित हुए हैं, पुल टूट गए हैं। अभी हमारा पूरा प्रयास है कि जो सड़क बंद है उन सड़कों को सबसे पहले खोलें।
The National Disaster Relief Force remains deployed in key parts of the state to help those stranded. Water levels of the Kosi have been high, with several resorts along the Corbett National Park having been inundated. At this control room, the overall rescue and relief operations are being monitored.
अगर आप गाँव की संख्या देखें तो 4000 से ज़्यादा गाँव प्रभावित हुए हैं विभिन्न प्रकार से, और 4300 से ज़्यादा में तो बिजली बाधित हो गई थी और उसमें से 3000 में बिजली पुनर्स्थापित की जा चुकी है और करीब 1300 में अभी बाकी है।
At least 46 people have been killed so far in the rains in Uttarakhand. And the big concern is this. This has all been caused by a western disturbance. It's unseasonable rainfall. But the fact is this, it's been 124 years since the Kumaon region of Uttarakhand has seen rainfall like this. For now, everyone's focus here is on the skies. Uttarakhand cannot afford more rain at the moment. The hillsides are saturated with water, and operations to clear roads can only happen if there's sunshine for the next few days. In Ranikhet, Vishnu Shom for NDTV.
So India's climate change reality is devastating states, with widespread damage being reported not just in Uttarakhand, but there are reports of damage in Bengal as well. Heavy rains and landslides have been reported in Sikkim and North Bengal. Bengal's Sikkim connector bridge has now been damaged. 4 support pillars of the Rangpo bridge have been washed away, and Balasan bridge near Bagdogra airport has been damaged. There have been landslides and cloudbursts in Darjeeling, Kalimpong. Tourists have been stranded. Roads and houses have been damaged. And Tisa River and other rivers are flowing above the danger mark. The other big story, actor Shah Rukh Khan's son Aryan Khan was denied bail by a Mumbai court on Wednesday. The special court said that Aryan Khan's WhatsApp chats appeared to reveal that he regularly indulged in illicit drug activities. The court also said that during interrogation, Aryan Khan did not disclose names. Saurabh Gupta has more.
Well, yes, the detailed order of the judge does deliberate upon why Aryan Khan and of course the others who applied for bail were denied bail. And of course, specifically talking about Aryan Khan, the judge heavily relies on WhatsApp chats to believe the prosecution's theory, or at least prima facie say that there is enough material in the prosecution's theory that WhatsApp chats prove that he was in touch with international drug peddlers, that he was part of a conspiracy, that he knew international drug peddlers, and also on the fact that this also proves that Section 29 of the Anti-Drugs Law, the NDPS Act, which is of course a strong section, it is for conspiracy, and that of course carries a very strict sentence. So even that section applies. So this is of course very, very heavily reliant on WhatsApp chats. There's also they're talking about conscious possession, which means that while they may not have found anything on his possession, the fact that somebody who was with him, who traveled in the same car and was also going to have a blast, as mentioned by the Additional Solicitor General, is conscious possession, that he was conscious, that he was aware that that person was carrying contraband which was meant for his usage too. And of course, Aryan Khan's lawyers have harped on the fact that nothing was found on him. They've also mentioned that no tests were done to prove consumption, and also the fact that the agency, the Narcotics Control Bureau, is misinterpreting millennial lingo to keep a 23-year-old in jail.
All right, moving on to some other news. The driver and helper of the auto rickshaw that ran over and killed a judge in Jharkhand in July have been charged with murder in a charge sheet filed by the CBI in a case that had been flagged by the Supreme Court earlier this year. Driver Lakhan Verma and his assistant Rahul Verma had been arrested a day after the three-wheeler ran over the judge Uttamanand in Dhanbad on the 28th of July, with CCTV footage of the incident suggesting that it was more than just a hit and run. Last month, the CBI had told the Jharkhand High Court that the judge had been intentionally hit, with agency sources adding that the reconstruction of the crime scene, examination of the CCTV footage, including a 3D analysis and forensic evidence, all suggest that Judge Uttamanand was deliberately killed. Shifting focus to Uttar Pradesh now, Congress leader Priyanka Gandhi Vadra has reached Agra to meet the family of a man who died in police custody. But this wasn't before a day of high drama. She was stopped from going to Agra initially, and soon after she was detained by the UP police. Later in the evening, she was allowed to go to the city. And staying with UP, Prime Minister Modi inaugurated the Kushinagar International Airport on Wednesday. The first flight landed from Sri Lanka. The Prime Minister said that this will generate employment, and government is committed to development of the region.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi today inaugurated Uttar Pradesh's first international airport at the holy Buddhist site of Kushinagar, where Lord Buddha is said to have attained salvation or Mahiparinirvana and his final resting place. A flight from Sri Lanka with ministers and Buddhist monks carrying a holy relic of Lord Buddha was first to touch down at the new airport.
कुशीनगर इंटरनेशनल एयरपोर्ट के जरिए पूरी दुनिया से करोड़ों बुद्ध अनुयायियों को यहाँ आने का अवसर मिलेगा, उनकी यात्रा आसान होगी.
The Prime Minister presented Shiva, monk's robe, to Buddhist monks to mark Abhidhamma, the day Lord Buddha returned to earth from heaven. Top ministers of the Modi cabinet and eminent monks from Sri Lanka, Thailand, Myanmar, South Korea, Nepal, Bhutan and Cambodia, as well as ambassadors of various countries attended the event.
Well, I mean, it's a great gesture by Honorable Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi to open the international airport at Kushinagar, and especially inviting Sri Lankan Airlines to be the first international carrier to land at Kushinagar.
The airport project was cleared under the UPA government and by the state cabinets of Mayawati and then Akhilesh Yadav. Today, however, with elections early next year, it is finally a reality which will provide a huge incentive for travellers from UP and Bihar, especially for workers going abroad. The Prime Minister also inaugurated a series of other projects, including a Kushinagar Medical College.
2014 तक उत्तर प्रदेश में केवल 2 एयरपोर्ट फंक्शनल थे, लखनऊ और दूसरा वाराणसी का एयरपोर्ट. उड़ान योजना के अंतर्गत जो लाभ हवाई चप्पल पहनने वाला भी हवाई जहाज की यात्रा कर सकता है, उस परिकल्पना को साकार करता हुआ दिखाई दे रहा है.
And as always, a sign of the politics behind all projects. First, this tweet on flying in luxury from Hardeep Singh Puri targeted at the Gandhis, which met with this response from the Congress. Bureau Report, NDTV.
Now, a video of a Punjab Congress MLA Joginder Pal assaulting a young man who quizzed him over work done in his constituency has added to the ruling party's headaches ahead of the next year's assembly election. The man who questioned the MLA forces a reaction from him after shouting out a question. He asks, "What have you really done?" Now, calmly at first, Pal asks the man to come up front and hands him the microphone, after which the MLA lands several brutal blows on the man's head.
ਇਹ MLA ਜਿਹੜਾ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਦਾ ਸੇਵਕ ਹੁੰਦਾ, ਨਾ ਕਿ ਉਹ ਡਿਕਟੇਟਰ ਹੁੰਦਾ. ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਕਹਾਂਗੇ ਕਿ MLA ਸਾਹਿਬ ਆਪਣੀ ਲਿਮਟ 'ਚ ਰਹੋ, ਪਬਲਿਕ ਦੀ ਨੁਮਾਇੰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ. ਮੈਂ ਕੰਡੈਮ ਕਰਦਾ ਉਸ ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਪਬਲਿਕ ਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਨੀ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਦੇ ਸੇਵਕ ਇਹੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਕਿ ਸੇਵਕਾਂ ਦੇ ਜੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਡੰਡੇ ਫੜ ਕੇ ਲੱਗ ਪਾਵਾਂਗੇ ਤੇ ਇਹ ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਬਰਦਾਸ਼ਤ ਨਹੀਂ.
Now, a day after Amrinder Singh said that he would launch a new outfit and hope to tie up with the BJP for the Punjab election, there have been sharp political reactions. Mohammad Ghazali has this report.
Days after confirming that he was quitting the Congress, the two-time Chief Minister of Punjab has announced he is launching his own outfit and may ally with BJP if the farm agitation is resolved. This announcement drew sharp reactions not only from the opposition but also from his former colleagues.
ਪੰਜਾਬ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਧੋਖਾ ਕੀਤਾ ਔਰ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਝੋਲੀ 'ਚ ਬਹਿ ਗਿਆ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੇ ਹਮੇਸ਼ਾ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੀਤੀ.
बीजेपी का रिमोट कंट्रोल मोदी जी के हाथ में, अकाली दल का रिमोट कंट्रोल मोदी जी के हाथ में, कांग्रेस के तो सारा ही सब कुछ मोदी जी चलाते हैं, और अब कैप्टन अमरिंदर की जो चौथी पार्टी मैदान में उतरने को बेताब है, उसका रिमोट कंट्रोल भी नरेंद्र मोदी जी के पास है.
आई एम ग्लैड कि बिल्ली थैलो तो बाहर आ गई है. ਜਿਹੜਾ मैं 5 साल कहती रही है, कैप्टन साहब 5 साल तो ही बीजेपी दी लाइन लेंदे रहने.
Amrinder Singh claimed to share a good rapport with many farmer unions in Punjab. Last year, he had even convinced them to lift rail blockades in Punjab. And this year, his announcement to hike procurement price of sugarcane was hailed by many. But even unions seem to be divided over him.
कानून बीजेपी नहीं वापस करेगी. कानून किसानों के संघर्ष की बदौलत बीजेपी को मजबूर होना पड़ेगा वापस लेने के लिए. और अगर आप बीजेपी के साथ अलायंस करते हो तो ये समझा जाएगा कि जितने हमारे सैकड़ों किसान वहां शहीद हुए हैं, आप सभी उसके लिए जो बीजेपी जिम्मेदार है, आप सभी किसानों की शहीदी के पक्ष में थे.
From here on, the political fate of Amrinder Singh ahead of 2022 assembly polls will depend entirely on what he manages to get for the farmers. But considering that both farmers and the centre are adamant on their respective positions, it will be premature to say that it will be enough to put his party in a winning position. With Mohammad Ghazali, Usama Shah for NDTV.
To Jammu and Kashmir now, where an army soldier has died in counter-terror operation in Jammu and Kashmir Shopian. 2 terrorists have been eliminated in that encounter. The army has said that in the firefight with the terrorists, 1 soldier was grievously injured and 2 others received minor injuries. The braveheart Sepoy Karnveer Singh of 44 Rashtriya Rifles was 25 years old and belonged to Satna in Madhya Pradesh and is survived by his mother. Welcome back. Thieves in Jamwa, Ramgarh in Rajasthan's Jaipur district murdered a 55-year-old woman in broad daylight, then hacked off her feet in a bid to remove the silver anklets that she was wearing. The assailants also stole her earrings before running away. This gruesome incident has caused panic and outrage among the locals who have demanded that the accused be arrested and swiftly brought to justice.
A chilling crime that has shocked Rajasthan and led to a public outcry. A 55-year-old woman who had taken her cattle for grazing in Jamwa Ramgarh area just north of Jaipur was found in a pool of blood. Her throat had been slit and her feet cut with a sharp object to steal the silver anklets she was wearing. Rural women in Rajasthan traditionally wear heavy silver anklets that cannot be unfastened. It appears she was attacked for her ornaments as her feet were chopped off so that the anklets could be stolen.
30 टीम बनाई है मैंने, करीब 400 से ऊपर व्यक्ति लगे हैं वर्तमान में. अभी आप देख रहे हो पुलिस फोर्स चारों तरफ सर्च कर रही है. गांव वालों में आक्रोश भी है, दुख भी है, बहुत संवेदनशील घटना है. तो हम लोग लग रहे हैं इसमें करेंगे जल्दी.
A special police team is now investigating the matter, but outraged locals have demanded compensation for the family after the brutal murder.
राजस्थान के अंदर ऐसी घटनाएं बिल्कुल आम हो गई हैं. गांव-गांव, गली-गली, घर मोहल्लों में ये चीजें हो रही हैं और इन घटनाओं को दबाया जाता है ताकि मीडिया में नहीं ये बातें. इस तरह की हिम्मत आ गई है आजकल यहाँ के गुंडे और दहशतगर्दों के अंदर. तो मतलब पुलिस का खौफ तो बिल्कुल भी नहीं है. पुलिस सिर्फ मंत्रियों की सुरक्षा में लगी हुई है. ये सरकार सिर्फ अपनी सत्ता बचाने में लगी हुई है.
The police are yet to make any arrests in this case. In Jaipur, Harsha Kumari Singh, NDTV.
Now, a day after houses and offices of TDP leaders were attacked, party chief N. Chandrababu Naidu has accused the chief minister and the top cop of colluding to allow these attacks. Umar Sudhir reports.
A mob attacking the Telugu Desam Central Party office at Mangalgiri in Andhra Pradesh on Tuesday. Videos of the rampage carried out inside the party office and also at the home of a party spokesperson have gone viral. Former Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu has accused the Chief Minister and State Police Chief of colluding to allow the organized attacks on his party office.
It is a black day in the history of democracy. First time, police and government colluded together, and it is a clear state-sponsored terrorism or state terrorism. They attacked Telugu Desam Party headquarters.
YSR Congress activists have demanded an apology from the Telugu Desam for what they say are unacceptable and unparliamentary comments against the Chief Minister.
ఆ బూతులు తిట్టారు అని చెప్పి ఒక కాస్ వాళ్ళు తిడతారు. దాని మీద రియాక్షను ఎవరో మనల్ని అభిమానించే వాళ్ళు, మనల్ని ప్రేమించే వాళ్ళు ఆ టీవీ చూసినప్పుడు ఆ బూతులు చూడలేక, ఆ తిట్లు వినలేక ఎవరికో బీపీ వచ్చి అభిమానస్తులు ఆప్యాయత చూపించేవాళ్ళు ఒక రియాక్షన్ అనేది రాష్ట్ర వ్యాప్తంగా కూడా కనిపిస్తుంది.
The state police says they have deployed increased security across the state. Meanwhile, an FIR under multiple sections has been filed against Lokesh Naidu for allegedly abusing a reserve policeman from the ST caste.
Exchanges between spokespersons of the two rival political parties in Andhra Pradesh has always been sharp and caustic, but it has gone from bad to much worse after the physical attacks, with one minister in fact saying that he is accepting a challenge from Chandrababu Naidu's son Lokesh and is ready for a street fight without his police in tow. With camera person Nagraju, Umar Sudhir, NDTV.
Now, fuel prices jumped on Wednesday to hit fresh all-time highs. Petrol and diesel prices hiked again after 2 days. Diesel prices have crossed 100 rupees a litre in several major cities including Mumbai, Bengaluru, Hyderabad and Bhubaneswar. Petrol now costs 34% more than the price at which aviation turbine fuel is sold to the airlines. ATF in Delhi costs 79,000 rupees per kiloliter, or roughly 79 rupees per litre.